Okay, what's up there, SEO pros? Welcome back. Right now, we're in a work meeting, and I'm just going over a checklist for all the stuff that we're going to need to do this week for a client. And so I thought, let's just do a live stream so you guys can watch sort of what I do for this and what we're starting to implement with our own agency. We're here with Robert and Ryan. They're both people that work with me. And yeah, so anyways, where we were is we were just creating this list. And I'm going to assign this to you, Robert, and then notify me when you get something done, and then as well, Ryan. So on this, we'll just say, due by, let's just say the 24th or something. Well, at least we'll make this one a little bit sooner because this is something that needs to be done first. But anyways, so for what we're going to be doing for this, the new SEO audit and benchmarking, let me just run through it. So first of all, the folder should be in the agency. We should probably put it in Basecamp. Is it in Basecamp right now, Ryan?
Which folder?
Or the audit template?
Yeah, it is. So the template, if you go all the way to the top,
Yes.
HQ again, down.
Oh, sorry.
There you go. Yep. And then docs and files.
Okay, perfect.
And
so
then templates.
So you're just gonna go ahead and download this template.
You'll have to open it and.
Oh, you gotta open it. Okay.
So, there you go.
All right, and we want to make sure not to use this one, so we'll just download it. So I guess what we'll do is we'll go back to our client and put it right here. We'll put a file in there, and then we'll do a roadmap. Looks like there's two already in here, but I think these are outdated, so we could probably get rid of them, right?
Gotcha. Yeah, I wasn't sure with moving over everything if you wanted to keep the old roadmaps or if you wanted to just.
I mean, let's just look. Yeah, I don't think so. I think it's kind of, unless Robert, you want them.
No, I'm good with you getting rid of anything that's not needed.
Okay. All right, so we'll press new. New folder, and we'll just call this roadmaps. And this will be January roadmap. Can I just drag it in? There we go.
Yep.
Call it January roadmap 2018, 19. All right. So I guess now we'll just click into it. Oh, it just downloads. Why won't it?
Did you want the Google? All right, upload Google Drive. Here, go back for a second.
I did it wrong.
Yeah. So go here, and then click Add New, and then from
Google Drive. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Oh, so we can't actually.
You're gonna have to upload that to Google Drive, and then.
So we do have to keep the template somewhere then.
No, we have the template right here.
No, I know. I'm saying we have to store it like within a folder somewhere.
Yeah.
On Drive. Okay. So I guess we'll just create a new folder and we'll just do roadmaps. We need to get this more organized. I'm just going to put this somewhere. I'm going to link it to you after, Ryan, so we can figure out where to put it. But we'll just do roadmaps.
Yeah. Everything on the front end will be organized so the clients can see and then we'll look at it.
So waiting for the folder. What the heck? Why is this not going?
Looks frozen on my screen. Oh, there you go.
Oh, there it is. Okay, so it just stupid Google's so buggy sometimes.
It is.
All right, put it in there. And we'll rename it The other thing that's kind of annoying is, look, this is what happens. It'll like open a separate sheet. Do you see that?
Yeah. Well, that's because anytime you have like a other type of file, whether it's like a Word document or it's Excel, Google will make a copy of it and then open it up in their own version.
I know. It's awful. All right. Here we go. Okay, so now we're in. So first thing we have to do for all our audits is to run through this stuff. Do you know how to do like the basics here, Robert? Like just running through this kind of stuff?
Yeah, I've done it before, but I was just hoping there was some other stuff. Like, if you want to show me some other more advanced things I should know about, that would be great.
Oh yeah, well we're gonna get to that. I'm just saying, step number one, we want to rerun one of these just to see where they're currently at with everything.
I had to do another one where I think I did this one last month.
Oh, you did? Okay.
I'm not sure if it was right though.
Okay, perform new site audit. Did we just delete that though?
I hope not.
Okay, well, somebody needs to add this in here then, just so we can look at it together, because I want to see it too once it's done, or wherever it is. Maybe I can just click on it somewhere. Somebody needs to find it for me, because it's just, I don't know where. Probably under here, I guess. This is the one I just added.
I might have I think I'll have the old one. Let me find it real quick and drive. I can re-add.
Okay, while you do that, so next to that we have the benchmarking, and what we need for this, what the heck is this? What is this? Why is this reformatted like this?
Oh, so that's with the colors and everything like that.
I know, but what
Remember
is what is all this right here? Top 10 average Google file. Where's the?
It all is on the end. Everything should be there.
Oh, you just moved it over here instead.
Yeah, I was working with
Okay.
Chris to fix it. Is he had some things that he wanted added and stuff.
Yeah, this just isn't the original. All the content related averages is supposed to be at the end of the.
Gotcha. My bad.
Yeah, so we should move that. It's supposed to be this, and then, I mean, it's fine. We can put it right there. I don't care. And I actually added 2 more metrics in here, which I'm gonna just put to the right of here. We just need to add in there. So just make sure you take a note of that, Ryan. But
Okay.
we have external links, internal links, and what's it called? The current page authority or page rating, whatever freaking Ahrefs uses. What is it called?
Domain rating, I think.
They use DR and then P.
Wait,
UR.
is it Page authority?
No, it's called UR.
Hmm.
So here we go. So this is what we're gonna want to do for the client. So for any audit that we're gonna be doing from now on, we run 2 things. We run Sitebulb and Screaming Frog. So I'll show you how to run these.
All right.
So Sitebulb, all we do is we go grab their URL. And we copy and paste it in. Start new project. Okay, we're gonna press continue. Okay, so we'll just do standard audit. All this stuff stays the same. We'll click all these boxes. And for Google Analytics, we just have to make sure we're signed into the right account, which I think is the support account. There it is. And then Google Search Console. There it is. Number of days of data to fetch off Google, I just put 90. And then I'll leave the other ones how they are. And I don't know why this bar is in my way. Move it to the side. Press start audit. And then while that's going, we'll do the same thing with Screaming Frog. Put in Catering Connect. We'll go API access, Google Analytics, support, Catering Connect. Okay. And then wherever the heck it is. Am I on the wrong property? I might have been. Oh, yeah, this isn't support. Let me go into support 1 second.
I found the old roadmap, by the way, from December.
Okay, cool.
So I added it back in there.
Press allow. Okay, it should be good. Go back here and Cater Connect. Now I'll press start. You want to make sure API says 100%, and there it is. Now, the first thing we're going to be exporting is the Screaming Frog, and then the site bulb we'll look at in a second. It takes a little bit longer than Screaming Frog for some reason. So let's just go into here, make sure everything's set up correctly. So SEO roadmap for Catering Connect. Obviously, we're going to look at Roberts in a second, and then all of this is supposed to be filled out. By the way, you guys don't have to fill out everything in here. Some of it doesn't really apply, like, you know, if there's no need for like social media or what's it called, local like Google My Business optimization, that kind of stuff. But anyways, we're gonna go over to Screaming Frog and just clear this. We need to make sure this is cleared in the first place. I don't know why all this stuff's in here saved. We don't want other people's stuff in here, so you should delete that, Ryan, after this.
Sounds good.
So we're gonna filter by HTML. Looks like it's done. We're gonna press export and grab whatever file you name it as. Open, copy, and paste. Takes a second to populate. Okay. There it is. Make sure all the conditional formatting looks good. There shouldn't be any weird like yellows or reds showing up here like it was before. The only reason why these are reds is because it's not showing, I believe. I don't know why we're not getting click data.
That's
Oh,
weird.
it's probably because these pages don't have any clicks. Let me see if I filter like that. No?
No, there's no data.
Did I sync the wrong property? Hold on.
Unless one of the services is down. No, I think it's his merch. Like that.
So let me just look in here.
I think it's the wrong property.
Clicks. It has to be the wrong property then. Let's go
Yeah,
back
no,
to
you
Screaming
hit
Frog.
URL. I think it said merch or something like that.
No. This is Catering Connect right here because I accidentally refreshed it. But I think the one we synced with API must be HTTP. Yeah, you see that?
Gotcha.
So we have to clear this, and we got to run it again. Unfortunately, at least that's what you can look out for. So we'll do Catering Connect. And do we not have the HTTPS version in Search Console? There it is. Okay, press OK. That lines up. Let's make sure Google Analytics is still connected. Yes, it is. Good. So we'll do it again. Yeah, we really need that click data for what I'm about to show you. Very, very important. Is everything so far like clear with you guys? You guys get this so far?
All good.
Yep, it seems straightforward.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna wait for this to finish. Okay, so we'll export. Remember to filter by HTML because you don't want all that other stuff. Do it again. Oh, we're already open on there, so let's save it and we'll do it again. Boom. Okay, copy all that, paste it in. All right. Now, I'm going to delete this top part because we don't need it. And I'm going to freeze this top row for filtering. So we'll do freeze, one row. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to copy all of that and I'm going to bring it over to benchmarks. Scroll over to address and then plug it in right there. Boom. Okay. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to go scroll all the way. Oops, sorry. I put one. Should have been one higher. Do it right there. Okay. So now we're going to scroll all the way over and we're going to go filter by clicks. Make sure this top row is frozen as well. View, freeze, one row. And Z-Day. There we go. Now we're going to copy all those clicks, bring them over to our benchmark tab right here, and just plug them in. There it is. Now, the reason why I like to have the address over here instead of having all the word counts and stuff is just because I like to be able to see it. So I'm just going to bring that over. Whoops. Can I please? I'm just going to bring these over for now because I really don't think all the word averages need to be over there. They could be over here. So maybe we will put them over there. Okay, cool. So now we have all of the clicks data for each individual page, and it's filtered by the highest amount of clicks for each page, right? This is really good because when we want to do optimizations, we want to make sure that we're doing that usually by the pages that are already receiving the most traffic in the first place. So if we look at, let's just say the top page, and for some reason you could see here it's all reds. That's not necessarily true in this case. That might be true for a different website that's getting a better average, but we'll just say for our case, anything that's getting below, since it's local, less than or equal to 50 is red, and then anything greater than or equal to 51 is green. Or yeah, let's make it a little bit smaller. Let's just say like 20. Less than or equal to 21. All right. Cool. So obviously you could change that to whatever you want, but anyways. So if I highlight the first line, and the way I like to do this, I usually like highlight it in purple just so I can remember where I'm at when I'm scrolling all the way over. And the purple will only highlight the things that aren't conditional formatted, so it's fine if you're going to be putting it purple for now. So the first thing we need to do is we need to map out the keyword that we're trying to rank for that page. Now the way you do this is you scroll over to the page that you're working with, which you can see is right here, and for some reason it got pulled over. Let me see. That address is supposed to be right there. So we can see that this is the home page. So what we're going to do is we're going to go into Search Console. Start now. We're going to go into Catering Connect. Make sure we're in the right property. Okay, open report. We're going to find that page. Go to queries for that page. And then we're going to filter by impressions. Now what this is going to do is it's going to show us our most searched keyword and how much we show up the most for that keyword. So you can see here 915 impressions, average position 8.6. If we click into that, you can see on average, yeah, we are fluctuating between 8 to 10. So we know that that's the keyword we want to go for. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back to here, put the keyword in, Santa Barbara Catering, and then we're going to pull all the metrics for it. And I usually do it by like 3 months. Now, obviously, this isn't going to line up with the clicks exactly because the Screaming Frog pulls by 12 months rather than 3. But I think 3 is a better number to go by, so it's fine if you replace that. By the way, if you get these weird colors, just do Control-Shift-V, and it'll give you the regular formatting. Okay, so you can see we're under all the averages that we want. 12 clicks, 915 impressions, 1% click-through rate. So obviously it's click-through rate optimization, and average position 8.6. Now, for the difficulty and volume, what we're going to do is we're going to grab that keyword, bring it over to Ahrefs, plug it in. And you can do all of them at once, by the way. You could grab all the keywords and then grab all the difficulties just by doing this and plugging them all at once. But you can see here's 25 keyword difficulty. And the search rate is at 600. Now you can also see that it's green because we say that for us, the difficulty is within our range. Now I don't know if that's true or not. That was for a different site. Let's just go grab this URL and see what the metrics are. Oh, it's because I'm doing Keyword Explorer. I'm sorry. For some reason it's not showing up. I don't know why. There it is. So 33 UR, 26 DR. So that's probably within our metrics. So 25 is a good estimation. The way I've been doing it is I've been taking whatever this average is and then either going a little bit under or a little bit over. So between 26 to 33. So our targeting should it be anywhere between let's say 24 to 35. So 25 is an excellent keyword difficulty for us to go for, and it's totally something doable that we can do it with on the homepage. Now, in terms of those other things that I was talking about, which was the internal links count, I don't know where it went. I guess it went away. Let me just do it over here. Go over here. Is this making sense so far, guys?
All good.
Yep, all good.
Okay. So in terms of internal link count, external links, and current authority, or UR, so we got a 33. So that checks out. And we could assign conditional formatting saying, you know, anything above, let's say 25 is a good authority to be at, but whatever, we'll just keep that there for now. So let's check out the external links and the internal links. So for the external links to this page, we have, looks like 892. That's just the entire domain, I believe. Let's just go to top pages, best by links. And we'll just do only this URL. Referring domains 99 to the homepage. So that's pretty good. And again, I obviously still look at links as a ranking factor. I just don't build them. So we still look at this as a metric that helps us rank. Anybody who's looking at this be like, Chase, you're looking at links right now. What the hell? It's because it still matters. It just isn't something that we build. We do build these though, internal links. So this is something that's really important. Let's look at the internal links. Now, how do you look at the number of internal links to a page? Well, that's where Sitebulb comes in. So you go into Sitebulb, you go find the page that you're looking at, which was the home page. Sorry, go back. View audit and search URLs. There it is. Now, this is really important because what we can see is incoming links, 1,345, right? Now, what we really want to look at is we want to look at the actual integrity of these links. So we'll export all of the links, save and open. Now, incoming links. Here's all the incoming links for the page. Fortunately, these are a lot of duplicates for some reason, and a lot of tag type pages, which hopefully, by the way, we are no indexing tags. Let's just make sure of that. Yeah, we are. Okay, good. But what you really want to look at is the authority of these links. So if I look at like this and I copy, which by the way, I think Ahrefs now has a new metric for internal linking, so you don't have to use Sitebulb. I need to look at that. I just saw them make an update about it. But what you can do is you can do more batch analysis. Boom. You can analyze the links that we just pulled, and then we can filter by the ones that have the most authority. So here you go. Look at this. So we'll look at, you can't really see it based off UR. For some reason, they never let you see UR. But if we look at just based off the estimated keywords they have, you can see all of these pages have estimated keywords, which means they're somewhat valuable. And you just want to see how they're linking. So like, for instance, if this is linking to the homepage, not contextually or something, then you could add that in there somehow to make it more valuable to the homepage. Like for instance, you can see the only way this is linking is based on the picture. So actually adding a contextual link in there, which is main content rather than supplementary content, it'll end up ranking the homepage higher as well. This is a little bit more confusing when you're doing this to a homepage because almost every page links to the homepage. But when you're doing it with like more individual type pages that you're trying to rank, like let's say this one, and you look at the internal link counts, there's only going to be like 5 internal links. So then you know which pages to actually internal link with more. Like, let me just show you, for example, here, go back here. One thing I do want to note is the reason why I like doing Sitebulb scans so much isn't just because of the fact that you can get internal links, but you can get also like hints for overall problems. But you can also look at pages by an individual level as well, which is the most important thing for me. So you can see here our second most important page on the site is 23 clicks deep. That's a big problem. You can also see that for all the hints, it'll show you all the different things that are wrong with this, with that page. It contains no analytics code. And then if we look at duplicate content, it's good. Incoming links, you can see 0. Right? So this is a completely different issue. So if there's 0 internal links, it's 23 clicks in depth. It's the second most valuable page on the site. And it has, let's go back over here. Oh, this was the other roadmap. I'm sorry. It went over here. And then, and it also has, let's say, what was I going to say? Forgot what I was going to say, but oh yeah, if it has a bunch of opportunity where there's high value pages that could link to it. And by the way, if you want to tell that really fast, what you can do to see like what the most valuable pages are is you can just take all of your URLs that you got from Screaming Frog like this, excluding that one, and then plug that into batch analysis again. And now this is every URL on the website. Filter by keywords. These are all the most important URLs to link from. That makes sense?
Right.
So basically, those are the ones where you should be linking to your most valuable pages first. Anyways, so if we go back to benchmarks, we're almost done with benchmarking this. We're going to click into Santa Barbara Catering. We're going to scroll over. Whoops. Scroll over. Obviously, you know, this looks pretty good. Meta description is not too long. It's in green. Title tags not too bad. No meta keywords. Good, good, good. Word count, 979. We'll talk about that in a second. Crawl depth is 0, which is good. This conditional formatting isn't set up correctly because I don't know why. So anything that's above 3 clicks in crawl depth should be greater than or equal to 3 should be red, and anything less than or equal to 2 should be green.
I'll make note of that and fix the template.
Something around that limit. I don't know exactly if that's true or not, but we'll just say yeah for now. But you can see the second most valuable page, if it's crawl depth 23, that's bad, right? Keep scrolling over. So a lot of inlinks, unique inlinks, good. Outlinks got 32. New sessions, 78%. Bounce rate, 45%, so that's really good. And then 1 minute, 30 second average session duration. That's, you know, kind of bad, but it's also not too bad. That's decent. So especially for like a local site. So let's just change the conditional formatting on that one to say anything greater than or equal to, or less than or equal to, greater than or equal to 0, 0, 1, 3, 0 is green. And anything less than or equal to 0, 0, 1, 29 is red. These are all estimations, but you kind of get what I'm saying. Conversion rate 1%. So obviously this still needs to be tweaked a little bit. And again, the way I set this formatting is really just based on the client, where they're currently at with their current goals. But we'll just say anything less than or equal to, greater than or equal to 1 is green. Anything less than or equal to 1 is red. So you can see there's only one conversion. That's kind of weird. There's a goal value, which is good. And then impressions, click-through rate. So the biggest things that we're seeing so far, guys, is the homepage, and this isn't without looking at the hints from Sitebulb. The homepage needs to do click-through rate optimization. How do we do click-through rate optimization? Well, first of all, let's look at the homepage. See how it's showing up. We have our main keywords here, Santa Barbara Catering. Now, anytime we do click-through rate optimization, we want to make sure our main keywords are pulled to the left. And you can see here they're not. It's catering Santa Barbara. That's the wrong keyword, so we want to re-optimize for that. We want to make sure that there's semantic variations of keywords in our title based on what's occurring the most. Now we're going to get that in a second. So we'll talk about that in a second. We'll keep scrolling over. We can see that our internal link count is pretty high. I think it was at, I don't even remember. I'll just put 100. But for the most part, the internal linking and the all the link metrics are are good enough, in my opinion, to hit that difficulty. So a lot of this is going to be content related average optimizations in order to rank this number 1. So let's look at the content related averages. So how do we do that? We copy this URL, which, by the way, this is the new version of the software. It's almost out, and it doesn't really have any crashing, which is really nice because the other one was crashing like crazy. And it does some other crazy stuff where it actually lets you filter by location, which is really cool. So let me just go into here, go into the file. Need to make a note to check on Alex about this. And it seems like it's going to take a lot of time, but really, once you do this for like the top 10 URLs, that's really the main URLs that you're going to be working on within the first like 10 hours of the project anyways, once you look at all these related averages. So at some point, we could probably train people to do this for us as well, but right now I want everybody to just kind of learn it. So we're going to enter the keyword, and this is the new layout, by the way. It's kind of cool. We're going to put the URL in, and we're going to take the keyword here. Boom. We can filter by city, but this will just use my local search results. So it'll just use my IP, so I don't really have to. So I'll press go. So it says getting your search results off Google. We'll wait for that. Oh, do you guys have any questions so far?
No, I'm good.
I'm good, and I think the local SERP feature is a nice improvement.
Yeah, it's pretty dope. Can't wait to get this new version published because I think a lot of people will like it as well. One of the things I do want to say is that when we're looking at these different benchmarks, what we're trying to do is we're trying to become like detectives in a way. So we're looking for reoccurring themes, of course. The one time it crashes. What is this? Did it even crash? I don't even know. This is so
I
stupid.
couldn't read it.
Literally the one time it doesn't work. It's been working for me like for like a week straight now.
Oof.
So annoying.
Oh, it says rendering and analysis for top 20 done.
Yeah, I don't know. It had some weird runtime error on one of the results on Google's like the 19th result or something. Let me try it again.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know why. Let's try it one more time. Barber catering and do it again. So what I was saying is that again, what we want to be is we want to be like detectives where we're looking for reoccurring problems, right? So as we start pulling the data for like the top 10 URLs, besides setting up the basic foundation, which is all this stuff, you know, this is not really where the SEO is really done. This is just making sure that everything is like the base foundation is set. But all of the real optimizations happen in here where you start to see reoccurring themes like, you know, a lot of the click-through rates being low for the main keywords, or the main keywords aren't being optimized for what the pages actually should be showing up for, or you'll see a lot of the internal links are really low, or you'll see, you know, some of the pages like this page is like 23 clicks in depth. Right here you can see a lot of these big of our top pages, more than, you know, like 50% of them are more than 3 clicks in depth. So, or, you know, look at one of our top pages is 0 words, right? So as you start to see this stuff, you start to find a theme, and it's easy to start making like a strategy. Oh, it worked this time. It's easy to start making a strategy where you can, what the fuck? Is it because I have Excel open or something right now? Let me close all this. I handle exception. If you click continue. Why does this always happen when I'm live streaming?
Blame Alex.
Right?
Damn it, Alex.
It's so annoying, dude. Like literally, like, let me do this really quick. Is it still on here? At least it doesn't do that anymore. Try it one more time. Whoops. Whoops. What did I just cancel out of? That was the wrong. There we go. Wonder if it's like something to do with the local feature. Just try to do that for now. Oh, you have to. Okay. Here it goes. Try to get out of all the Excel. But yeah, so the biggest thing, like I said, is just really just finding recurring themes, because as you start to do more SEO on a site, the SEO actually, in my opinion, starts to become easier, because you're going to find what the biggest thing is that's bringing them back, and then simply just by hyper focusing those things, you're going to be able to usually fix the problems pretty quickly. Yeah, look at right there, number 18, error while scraping. It's one of the sites for some reason. It like can't crawl one of the sites. Okay, maybe I'll just type in catering for, or I don't know what to do right now.
What's your second best keyword? Let's go use that instead. We should also probably take a note of what is ranking 18th for that keyword.
We'll just take another example. We'll just try to do catering Santa Barbara, see if that one works.
I'm just gonna write down Santa Barbara catering number 18.
I wonder if one of the sites is like blocked from crawling somehow.
Maybe.
it's like able to block all crawlers or something. That might be what's going on. I don't know. But what was I gonna say? I don't even remember. See if this runs. This one's working. I mean, and for a lot of this too, it's gonna be the same sort of like averages. Catering Santa Barbara and Santa Barbara catering are probably gonna be like the exact same average because they're so closely related. But you want to try to get as relevant as possible if you can. So I think I have it now. Let's just try Santa Barbara. There it is. Catering Santa Barbara. So our word count, 900, average 600 or 300. I try to do, what I'll do is I'll grab all of this. I'll open up another sheet just while I'm doing optimizations. And I'll start adding, I'll delete the recommendations because I think the recommendation is kind of stupid. And what I'll do is I'll add multipliers to this. So I'll do equals B or equals average, which is C equals C2 asterisk or multiply times 2. So 1300. So we could even probably go over a little bit more. And then what I would do is I would do equals G2 minus, B2, which is ours. And that's the new amount of words we need to add in there. But that's sort of like how I like to do it. You can see here images. We could probably, I don't really add multipliers as much to this other parts, just to the, really to the word counts. And then what I'll do is I'll go over to the other tab here, word frequency. I'll copy all of this, bring this over. Oh yeah, I remember what I was going to say earlier. Once you do this stuff for like the top 10 URLs, which by the way, this site really only has that many URLs that are really bringing in traffic, then you start figuring out what keywords you want to rank for next, because obviously there's not really much else you can do. Once you meet the averages, once you do all this stuff we're talking about, the next thing that you're going to want to do besides improving conversion rates is really just building out the new pages. And the way you do that, or the way I like to do that, is just by taking the keywords that we're going for, or like semantic variations of them, Santa Barbara catering. And it depends on whether you're targeting national content or local content. But first I start with local and then I build out to national, because you can build a lot of authority through national type content as well, like content marketing. And then what I'll do is I'll go anything with keyword ideas for Santa Barbara catering. And I'll do that same sort of thing that I did before, where I'll go in between. Local's a little bit different because you can pretty much just go through anything since there's only 626 keywords. But if there's a lot more like national, then I'll filter between a certain keyword difficulty. But the way I target local keywords really is just based on what range we're in usually. So like, we could have a page for food catering websites, cheap catering place, so on and so on. You know what I'm saying? And then even having different location pages. But local's a little bit easier for keyword research than national type stuff. The other way I'll do it as well is I'll just look at competitors, what they're ranking for, and I'll pull ideas that way, and then I'll plug that directly into keyword research, and then I'll recommend, then I'll run the benchmarks for that, get the averages, and then I'll say that's how many words and all the stuff we need for that. So anyways, if we go into the content related averages now, or the word types, this is something that I think is really important. So what you'll do is you'll take the column, or your column right here, your web page frequency. Actually, we'll do that in a second. We'll take the top 10 word frequency, which is here. So C equals C2, and we'll multiply that by 1.3, because I think that's probably a good metric if you're going to be going over the average for word count. Now, if you're naturally putting more than 1.3x into your content of words, that's fine, but most of this is usually over optimized in my opinion. I'll show you why in a second. But what you do is you just double click this and it will pull that new number in there. Assuming it works. I don't know why I'm double clicking it. It's not. Not sure why it's not double clicking right now. Let me just copy and paste maybe. Okay, so now it's, did it just add another? Why did it go to our page? Hold on, sorry, 1 second. Let me just make sure I do this right. C2, can I double click it? Oh, you have to just drag it down or something? I don't know. I don't know. It's kind of weird how Google Sheets, it doesn't always work how I want it to work. Normally you can just put this in here and the formula and you can double click it and it'll work. Just try C2 one more time. There it is. I don't know why it wasn't working before. So next what you're going to do is you're going to then take your average, which is, the new average, which is H equals H2. And then you're going to subtract that from your current average, which is B2. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and delete all these, do the same thing I did before. Okay, I got to do this again. Sorry. Okay, so there it is. That's the new averages. And then what we're going to do is we're going to filter based on what our current biggest deficiencies are after we freeze this. So I ignore the to, the, and I actually am having the programmer remove all those because they're not necessary, but I'll just go ahead and put like X's next to the ones that are the most important that I want to look at. So like, let's just do, just do another column right here, start to the left. So event, experience, Santa, catering, whatever, right? The biggest thing you need to look at here though is like, because what you can do is you can filter at the end by Z to X and it'll show you all the most important ones. But what you want to look at is like right here, event, it's mentioned 4 times on average. We're mentioning it like way too many times. This usually translates correctly too if you actually look at the page. If we go to the home page, we type in event, you can see here it's just extremely oversaturated, right? There's no reason that it should be shown that many times. Like even for a normal user, if you're reading this, be a guest at your own event. Cater Connect's full service boutique catering and event company specializing in memorable events in Santa Barbara. Check out our Santa Barbara events here. Cater Connection offers events. Like people already get that, right? And then if you keep going through it, element to a special event, knowledge of the event site, and design an event that maximizes. Santa Barbara is full of beautiful event locations, finding the ideal event location. Do you see what I'm saying here? So what's happening is a lot of these pages are ranking lower because keyword stuffing is happening. If you also look at catering, the word catering, I'm sure it's probably way oversaturated as well. Let's go look at it. Catering, boom. Our web page average is 20. The top average is 11. So we need to at least remove it like 5 times. And what it does is it gives you more opportunity to mention the words that you're not mentioning enough. So if you filter by A to Z like this, or Z to A, you can see here we need to add wedding 12 more times, caterers 8 more times, reviews 4 more times, weddings, right? Beach, zoo, English, or sorry, not English, but business. So again, by going through these, what you're going to end up finding is where they're over optimized and where you can actually go and remove the over optimizations and put in the other semantic related keywords that need to be put in there. And so at the end of the day, what you end up getting is you get this huge line by line item of optimizations. So when you're working on these different queries, you not only are just looking at the click-through rates and the bounce rates and stuff like that, internal link counts, all those types of metrics, which are really important to look at, as well as conversion rates, but also going in and optimizing based off the other data I'm talking about. One thing you do want to look out for right here, deficit, top 10 average. I almost want to take all this stuff out because it's kind of irrelevant. Most of the stuff you're going to be doing is within the spreadsheets. The only thing that I would say that's relevant in here is if word deficit is happening and you need to add more or something, or if over optimized, but pages are always going to be over optimized or under optimized, so it's just kind of stupid to put that in there. I think really we'll be fine as long as we put let me delete this. Oh yeah, that was it. If we just put like word deficit and then Google file so that we can remember where it is when we're optimizing it. So that's pretty much everything for the benchmarking. Does that make sense to you guys?
Yep.
Yeah, it makes complete sense.
What do you think about that methods, by the way?
The new methods, I think that's also pretty great.
You think it's pretty solid, or?
Yeah, it gets much more specific, and it's a lot easier to see what exactly I have to do for each page.
Right. So I would say for Catering Connect this month, going back to the checklist, let's add the audit. If there's any screaming problems or glaring problems with them, which Robert, is there any major issues going with them from this? I'm pretty sure there isn't, right?
Yeah, I fixed stuff like the 404 errors like last month.
Right.
I didn't find anything that big for this website, but it was just little things like that.
Okay. So yeah, where we're probably at this month is doing these benchmarks correctly. Once the benchmarks are done for, let's just say, the top 15 pages, and some of these are redundant, so it doesn't even have to be that many. Like you could see here, these ones. You also, if you see this, these shouldn't be 403 forbiddens. These should be 301 redirects. So that's something that needs to be fixed, by the way. But let's just say for the top 10 to 15 page, let's just say top 10 pages. Once that's done, we'll just put this in here. Benchmarks for top 10 pages. Once that's done, let's go into optimizing them based off the content related averages and based on the stuff that we're seeing. I'm
Click
trying
to-dos. To-dos. Go back up top. Right there. No. Down.
Oh, sorry.
There we go. And then just add a to-do.
So optimize pages based off benchmarks. Cool. Put that to Robert. Chase. Ryan. Just whenever the other thing's done. The next thing that we probably want to do is some new keyword research for them, for local and national new pages. If you want extra help with this, let me know, Robert, but I think you kind of got what I was saying about doing it through Ahrefs and going within a given range of current authority. Remember how I said between 25 to like 35?
Yeah,
That's,
you added that in the Google Sheets.
yeah, so the way we do that, though, again, the way we check it, we look for keywords is based on relevancy to our site. So usually keywords that we're already going for, and then also within a certain keyword difficulty related to where we're at, which is between like 25 to 35.
And you were able to figure that part out by looking at the website and then looking at Ahrefs.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Oh yeah, I gave you that average number right when you plug it in.
Yep. Okay, so there's that, and then once that's been done for keyword research for local and national pages, let's think of one more. Can you guys think of, or actually, can you guys think of two more maybe?
Let's see. I haven't worked with the project, so I don't really know their main concerns or looked at the audit on my head.
Let's look at Google Maps because that's also a big KPI. Anytime you want to come up with a strategy, you want to figure out where the biggest KPIs are. So let's just type in our main keywords, which was Santa Barbara catering. Okay, you can see here we're not really showing in the maps. Let's go see where they're at. So it's kind of weird that they're not showing up there. Let's type in catering Santa Barbara. Hold on, somebody's calling me right now. Oh, it's Riser. So here it is. For some reason, it's not showing for the other variation, which we need to look at. So we should look into doing some Google My Business optimization for them. You can see they're not responding to reviews. We should probably check their current citations, see if there's any images we can add more of, see if there's any opportunities in terms of posts that we could start making with the new Google My Business features. So, Robert, I want you to do a little bit of research to see what you can do for their Google My Business.
All right.
And we may have to start emailing. Oops, sorry. We may have to start emailing them and asking them to help to start getting more reviews. Maybe giving them a few ideas how they can generate reviews. Get more. Sorry. Do some research. Because I already know that there's a lot of new features for Google My Business, like answering questions, posting like videos, stuff like that. Now, again, if you can't do this within the 5-hour mark for them, we may have to just move this to next month, and this can be the checklist for next month. But if you can within the 5 hours, again, this is the priority. So once you hit the 5-hour mark, just stop at whatever task you're doing. And then the fifth thing we'll say is, so their main KPIs is maybe possibly we could look at doing a little local Google My Business extension ad for them. Now, I know we do mainly SEO, but it is still important because AdWords is not extremely difficult for local, and it's something that we could probably set up in a few minutes.
Yeah, I agree.
Where it is?
Right there.
Perhaps ask them if they'd be interested in putting a few hundred to local and explain benefits. Now, again, Robert, you're the new account manager for this client. Have we figured out how we're going to be having him communicate to the client? Is he just going to be emailing them directly? Do we need to acquaint him?
So we're going to be having everyone message each other through Basecamp. If you go back to their project, you'll see there's a section. Hold on, load it back on here. Right, either Campfire or through the message board, right? So probably the message board would be the best way to communicate back and forth. And I'm going to explain that to the clients. So you can just say like, heads up, I'm working on the site, or hey,
I was referring more to asking about what's it called? The local ads. Who would be asking them? Would that be Daniel? Would that be Robert? Like, how are we having this all set up?
Oh yeah, so Robert's gonna be the one, since he's working on the site. He's gonna be the one asking them, because he's gonna be one-on-one in that project with them. I mean,
so do we need to? So do we need to get him acquainted with his own email like that? You see what I'm saying here?
No, we don't, because all the communications can be done through Basecamp, and he's already set up in there. So we're good with that.
Okay, so he's gonna contact the client through Basecamp.
Correct.
And does the client know this?
That's what the email I'm sending out. Once
Gotcha.
everything, and we've got our checklist added, then I'm sending out the email I sent over to you yesterday.
All you have to say, Ryan, is like, you know what, I got this handled.
Gotcha.
Like, don't even worry about it, dude.
My bad.
No. I'm giving you props right now.
Okay, cool.
All right, cool. So does this look good for Catering Connect this month?
Yeah, looks great.
Okay, who else do we have?
So Rob, you're also on. Let's check the next one. Grand Central Bodywork.
Right.
So let's talk about them.
Well, I added a bunch of to-dos, but they might be wrong given what we were going through for the other client.
Okay, so you already have.
Yeah,
to-dos
but
on here.
it was sort of weird the way like Basecamp worked here. Like sometimes I'd have to add like the same task in the summary just for it to post.
Okay, so first thing, look at benchmarking. Rewatch Chase's video. Can we check this off since we basically kind of did that right now?
Yeah.
Okay. Testing Basecamp Time Doctor integration. Do you still need to do this?
No, it's working fine now.
Okay, I'll check that off. Add alt text images to website on publicly posted pages. Fix issue with navigation not showing up on service pages created. Fix chat image. Fix size of video on the home page. So this is a lot of like.
Yeah, I fixed the size of the video too.
Okay, I'll check that off. Oh, you already got it checked off.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's just come up with 5 since you're already kind of on this.
It was all based on the old agency workflow, so.
Should we just get rid of this and create a new list, or?
Yeah, if you want to.
Okay, let's just do that.
I'll do it one by one because I'm pretty sure.
Oh, these are all
Those are
individual?
all like, yeah, you know how like we put January and put 5 tasks under there? Those are all one by ones. So just create a new list. And
I'm just going to create a new list and somebody can get... Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll say January SEO package. Have they paid yet, by the way? We're waiting till the 10th, right?
The 11th.
The 11th. So make sure you don't work on them till the 11th, Robert. And actually, you know what, Ryan? You should try to see if we can get them on the first billing and just ask them if we can prorate that for them or something.
Yeah, I'm going to. That's the only one that's in the middle of the month.
Yeah, it's really inconvenient. Okay, so describe this
So
to
don't
do.
work on this one until the 11th?
Yeah, well, just so we can make sure that they pay. I'm sure they will, but we just want to make sure. Okay, so because I haven't really been acquainted with these people too much since the initial audit, do you have the current audit template somewhere?
Yeah, it's going to be in the roadmap folder. Hold on one sec.
Oh, it's in Grand Central Bodyworks folder.
Yeah, so they all have folders set up. Go back there and docs and files and then roadmap. There you go.
Okay, let's see this.
So that's how I was trying to keep it organized, how they have all the different files and just open it in Drive.
Okay, so this is the outdated roadmap. Just an update for you guys. The new roadmap, it has 2 columns. So we have one here, which is the initial audit, right? The X's and Z's. And then on the right is when you actually do the implementation, so you can keep track of it. So like, for instance, robots.txt, that's been fixed, put an X. This one's been fixed. So that way we can go over it and just make sure that anything that has an X next to it that was read before is something we actually fixed for them. So that's why we do want to make sure we include that into the new roadmap. It looks like you guys are just checking that off or something and it makes it green. I guess that works too. I want to keep this as one type of style as possible though. Okay, so keyword benchmark. This needs to be completely redone. As you know, based on our previous conversation we just had. So I'm just going to say benchmarks need to be... Are you okay with that, Robert? Redoing the benchmarks for them?
Yeah, I have no problem with that.
Redo benchmarks for top, we'll just say 20...
This site doesn't have as many pages, though.
Yeah, we'll just say 10 to 20 pages. It really depends on Again, the benchmarks for the benchmarks, what I'm saying is the actual like keyword mapping and all the content related averages. You can put everything in the benchmarks and actually like just look at the pages. But what I'm saying by top 10 to 20 is you're just mapping the keywords and the content related averages to the top 10 to 20 pages. And one of the things we do want to consider, Ryan, is having a VA do all the scans and stuff, and just put this in here for the SEOs, because that's going to be we don't want the SEOs to be charging 30% of whatever 150 now or whatever we're charging to do that, because that's going to still be a lot of money when we could probably have somebody do the scans for a lot cheaper, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Okay, so either way, redo benchmarks for top 10 to 20 pages. And then you're probably just going to want to do start going through optimizations based off benchmarks. When you do that, maybe alert me so I can see sort of, whoops. See what you're doing there. Yeah, before you go into the optimizations for this client, just let me know, because I want to look at what their benchmarks look like, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, sure.
Ryan. Shit. Just lost it. I think if you just click on that, it'll alert me.
I can fix it.
Yeah. As far as the other stuff, again, really the way we're going to do this is just based around their main KPIs. It's going to depend on the actual benchmarks. So just let me know when that's done, and we'll go over that as well once you redo the scans for Screaming Frog and the whatever and fix the template. But it's going to be very similar. You can create your own checklist as well to a certain degree, Robert, as long as you're following sort of what we're talking about with the data-based optimizations. So basically, you're just looking for the biggest opportunities, fixing as much as you can within those top opportunities that are ranking. And then once you pretty much hit all of the things that you can pretty much do for the most part for those top pages, then you're going to look at doing like some additional research for new pages.
They were sending content back as well.
Yeah, so I mean, obviously you can optimize that as well if they're sending you stuff just based on the average they're targeting. But really, the top 3 things we're doing, and again, you guys can start adding to the list based off this method now that you kind of get it. Number 1, set a foundation. So that's really just making sure that all of this right here is completely, okay. The site architecture isn't terrible. There's a bunch of 404 pages. The page speed isn't terrible, that kind of thing. Next, what you do is you do the benchmarking for the top 20 URLs, see if there's any major problems there in terms of the content, over optimizations or under optimizations, click-through rates, any sort of pages not being internal linked to, conversion rates not being there, click-through rates being terrible. I already said that. Bounce rates being really high. And then once you optimize the pages based off those data-related metrics, then you're going to go into the research phase, which is really just building up additional types of content based off the given range that you're in, which is anywhere between, let's just say, if the UR is 25 and the DR is 31, you'd be going for keyword difficulty between, like, let's say 20 to 35 or something like that, right? Obviously, you could filter by lower keywords. You could go by like 0 to 35 and then just see any keyword that's within, like, let's say over 500 monthly searches, but that's up to you. And then the same thing you're doing again there is just running the new benchmarks for that new keyword, and then optimizing based off the content you get for that, based off data-related averages.
So when is the new version of Rank Chaser coming out?
According to Alex, several hours.
Several hours? And
Yes.
Will it work on Mac too?
I don't think so.
I've been running it in a virtual machine, and it works pretty fine. I was just asking.
Yeah, we're shooting for that, but at the moment it's not there yet. So I'm just gonna assign to you guys to just basically follow the format that we're doing. And actually, instead of me meeting with Diego and Drayshawn as well, if you could just send them this video, Ryan, so they can watch it and then basically do the 3-step process that we're talking about. And if you could somehow document our new 3-step process into like an SOP, just so everybody knows exactly sort of what our 3 main steps are for our company, because I think that's pretty straight. I mean, besides all the technical stuff we're talking about, it's pretty straightforward, isn't it?
Yeah, so I'll put create SOP. Okay. Got that assigned. All right.
So yeah, I think that's pretty much everything. In terms of any additional clients anybody has, that whoever has a client assigned, we need to follow those 3 steps, which is just making sure all the clients are updated with the new systems, in terms of the benchmarking. If they haven't had an audit done in over like 3 months, we need to make sure we run a new foundational audit for them as well. Which is, again, the first part of this right here. This should just be called the foundational audit. That's what we should change it to. Rename foundational audit. And then benchmarks. That's really where all of our SEO gets done. And then making sure, and then seeing if you can, Ryan, or somebody can try to find somebody who can do all the benchmarks for the top pages that the SEOs do somewhat quickly, and then maybe even assign the conditional formatting to them for them as well. But that just depends on how long it takes the SEOs to get this stuff done.
I have a good VA, so as soon as the benchmarks are pretty much done, they need the things going, they can just message me.
Yeah, ideally we want to try to make it so that we can get all 20 of these pages benchmarked like this with all the data that we need. For like, let's say like $300, you know what I mean? Because that way, that way we get all the stuff that we need, like internal links, external links, a UR, difficulty, the keyword that's showing up for the top impressions, all the content related averages with the multipliers and all that stuff that we can basically just have the SEO go in and just be like, okay, I basically just need to add more words, change the title tag to whatever this is. I'll make sure that the bounce rate's not too high by doing some page speed optimization, whatever technical change, and then having them just do like, research for the new type keywords, and then be able to just send that over to the clients. And then at some point even have a software that just runs all this stuff for us. But that's going to be a completely different demon that we're going to have to deal with.
Oh, for sure.
Okay, cool. Well, that's pretty much it. Do you guys have anything else you want to talk about?
That's about it, except that I have a 3rd client that will probably be doing the same thing one.
Yeah, I mean, how about we just do this, Robert? I'll just open up the client and then you can tell me, sort of based off what we're...
The client is SB Tree Care.
All right, let's go over there. So yeah, on this one, you just tell me what you think. Click into here.
Like before, I was told that all they need now are new blog content and things like that, but I don't know if that's going to be the case now. I think maybe running the new benchmark for them would be pretty good too.
Well, let's talk about your reasoning there, because I think it's really good. Anytime somebody tells you, let's do SEO based off some unknown factor, are you going to want to do it? Right?
Of course, I'd rather just go run through the analysis and look at it based on the data.
Exactly. First things first, you want to make sure that there isn't any insanely bad problems, like, for instance, the keyword not being correctly mapped or not showing up in the first place. The click-through rate being too low, the bounce rate being too high, no conversion tracking, that kind of stuff. Once all that's done for the top 10 to 15 pages or whatever, we're going to be going for a given website, then you can start looking at, oh, well, now we should probably add new pages. But if these pages, for instance, why would we ever do SEO for a new page for Catering Connect if we can't even rank them, within the top 3 results in the first place? Right? So, and that we're not even showing up for our main keyword or even mapping out the right keyword. And the way we can tell is because if we look at the main keyword that's showing up for the highest impressions, it's not even showing up for that in terms of the title. And if we look at what's actually on the page, let's just go type this in. And this is probably another reason why this isn't showing up in Google My Business, because on-page signals do matter. Let's go into home. Okay, Santa Barbara Catering is there. Let's just see. It said that we were deficient for the word wedding. Let's just see if we have that. Nothing, right? And again, what you can do is you could just take the highest impression keywords or key phrases within Search Console, wedding catering near me, and boom, not even in there. Let's just see if this is wedding catering in general is not even in here, right? And that's a huge thing that people are looking for. Wedding caterer is, but let's look at Santa Barbara event venues. Boom, another phrase that isn't showing up as the highest, impression thing. Catering services near me, catering companies for weddings, nothing, right? So yeah, database optimization's always first, and then we go into the SEO work, which is coming up with new strategies. But that's it. All right, cool. So I'm going to sign off. I need to finish this stupid presentation, and I also need to do a new video on YouTube, and I also need to call Evo to go over the work with him. So thank you guys for stopping by, and everybody who's watching, thank you for stopping by. By the way, if you guys want to get any of these templates or anything, you can just head over to chaserunner.com. And I think, Ryan, you set up like a little bundle on there. It's called what is it? SEO Courses, SEO Pro Bundle. And you can go and grab everything there.
I had my mic muted, but yeah, the SEO Pro Bundle, you can get it on Teachable, has all the courses, including new content that's currently being created, all the software, every template, everything that you need to know about SEO.
Yep. All right, cool. Well, I'll talk to you guys very soon. You guys gonna say goodbye?
Nope.
Nope.
Nope. Sorry. Do you want me to be in the call with Evo also, or?
You can. I'm gonna just stay live, and I'm gonna go over the call with Evo. So I guess I'll talk to you later, Robert. Sorry to kick you out like this. He just leaves. Oh, he's back. Oh no, that was awkward.
I removed him.
All right, it's even more awkward. Let me call Evo.
Here, I got him. All right, he's in here now. We're just gonna see this and be like, oh, you removed him, and then added him. Let me go to recordings real quick. Show recordings.
Bum.
He might be in school still. I'm not sure.
Oh yeah, he's probably in school right now. It's 1:25.
Yep.
All right. Well, I'll just go over it with him when he gets back. Let's look at it together though. We'll wait for. I'll just go over it with you.
All right.
So let's log into the site. Oops, wrong one.
I was showing him how to optimize the images, so we don't have to worry about that, and then how to take screenshots and stuff.
By the way, for the Chase Renner site, the benchmarks still need to be done as well, just like this. So.
Okay. So we'll assign it to someone.
Yeah, I started doing the benchmarks for last month, but we need a brand new round. So if we look at it really quick, I'll just show you. Go into here, go into here.
I'll put that under my assignments to figure out who wants to do that.
Yeah. Because ideally, I want the SEOs to start helping with the SEO on the Chase Renner site as well. Yep. Copy of benchmarks. So here you go. You can see here we have 18 URLs done. We should probably do like the top 20 this month for this site. And again, we're leaving this one as benchmarks for December. And then we're going to have a new benchmark. So we should have a benchmark sheet like every month.
Yeah.
And hopefully that doesn't take too much of the project. But at some point I want to be able to have this done like really efficiently for really cheap. And again, we don't really need all this other stuff. So we should update the new sort of layout on all sites every time we do this.
Well, this is an old template too. We should probably move it over to the new one.
Yeah.
Versus 5.2.
Get rid of these. I don't even know what I was doing here. Oh, this is when I was just looking at all of the URL. See, this is kind of a good thing to have too that we might want to put in there, where you basically just export all the URL ratings from Ahrefs.
Gotcha.
Sort of what I was showing before.
Not too difficult.
Can I get rid of this, by the way?
I mean, this isn't my template.
The website content articles do not touch.
Oh, that's hold on. Let me see what it is. Oh yeah, you keep that for now. That's some of the content.
Can you just put it somewhere else later though? I don't like it in my roadmap.
Yeah, I'll say to move that over. Website content.
But yeah, every month there should be a new Screaming Frog crawl, a new benchmarking sheet, so on and so on. So this project needs to be assigned to somebody is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I gotcha.
Okay, so if I go into, by the way, all the benchmarking and all the stuff that I was doing for the Chase Trainer site based off that initial template, I can show you. We can look at it really quick just so you can see what the benchmarking actually looks like. So like for instance, rank and rent, I didn't touch that because you can see all of it's doing really well. Like click-through rate 30%, main keyword, average position. It was 4.3. So I think it's actually 1. I don't know why it would say 4.3. It's actually 1. But basically, if it's already doing really well, I'm not going to really touch it.
Yeah, there's no need to.
SEO Audit checklist. You could see this average position was 25. Check this out. You ready for this?
Yep.
And again, no link building, all content, all on-page related optimizations. Query. All video recorded.
15 now? Is that it? No. 9.7.
9.7, bro.
We're up 16 spots.
16 spots in a month, dude. Crazy Turtle said, I literally just found your site 10 seconds ago, and I'm already enjoying this.
Wait,
nice,
how
dude.
long ago?
10 seconds ago.
Congrats.
It's funny, bro.
You found the right spot.
What keyword did you find it on? SEO Audit checklist. There it is. Let's check out another keyword. So that still needs to, so that's why we need to rerun the benchmarks for this.
Redo that.
But let's check out the click-through, how much that went up. From
2.6% now.
No. From 0.18%, dude, to 2.6%.
Jesus.
We could look at the content-related averages as well, or the analytics-based averages. Let's go look at that. So this is the type of stuff you want to show your clients. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, we need to start creating results pages so people can see. I think that'd be a good idea to have on the site, a results page, and just show all the different increase in rankings and stuff.
All right, so
some case studies.
Landing pages, here it is, and we'll look at the month comparison. Now this isn't exactly the same, I don't think, because the other one was a sort of a different date range, I believe. But so we got, oh wait, I need to do landing pages, I think, because then I get conversion rates. All goals. I think the conversion rates still aren't set up correctly on this site too, which we need somebody to help with.
Was it you said conversions aren't set up?
Yeah, you'll see. We'll see that when we run the benchmarks. But okay, so SEO Audit checklist. Look, conversions went up by 9%, and that's even after adding. Oh, actually, sorry, that was the email sign up. That wasn't even the other. the chances of it going up after adding it to a $900 fee to it. Oh, actually, also people can't directly buy through this anymore. Anyways, I don't think they have to buy through the course, right?
The checklist, they can still buy through us. Everything else is through the course.
Gotcha. Okay, so average session duration went up by 45%. Pages per session went up by 13%. New users went up by 70%. And this is all organic, by the way. And bounce rates went down a little bit, but that's mainly because of the fact that
Bunch of new traffic.
Yeah, which is what usually happens. So let's go to the next one. Best SEO software. And some of this I don't even know if I optimized for yet. Let me just see. I'm pretty sure I didn't even optimize for that yet, because a lot of this I didn't even do content related average. I didn't even add content or anything like I was supposed to.
Yeah, we didn't.
So yeah, that one's not a good one to go for because I didn't do anything. Is there any of them that I actually did something for?
Did you do best SEO tools? I know we have a post on that. I think you might have.
See, we need some sort of checklist. Did I do it? I don't even remember. I know some of them I did like quick fixes on, but there really needs to be. Yeah, I don't think so. There really needs to be like something here to show that we actually did something for these. Because a lot of these I just wound up doing the benchmarks for just to see if I could do it, but I didn't actually like optimize based off any of these averages yet, because to be able to do both was going to take a lot of time.
Gotcha.
But yeah, that's why I want to be able to have the people do the benchmarks and then know how to do the optimizations based off those. And then the only other thing that we need to connect to this really at the end of the day is if we can't get the content done ourselves, if we're going to have somebody else do that for us based on the averages as well, right? So for instance, if we have like SEO Techniques 2018 and it needs more content or something, looks like, I don't even know, the benchmark's not there, but let's say it does need more content, then are we going to do it ourselves, or are we going to have somebody else go in there and write the rest of the content for that? I don't know. We got to figure that out. I think it also depends on the client.
Yeah. Some clients obviously have the writers, some don't.
Yeah.
Some are particular.
One other thing I discovered too, I just want to mention really quick, is that you could filter by last 28 days and see the biggest click difference in terms of either positives or negatives. So you could see, this might be a good thing to show in the reports. So you could literally filter by the last 28 days or last 30 days, and you can show all of the highest differences. And then you can also usually correlate that to something that you did. So you could see here, SEO Audit checklist went up by 210 clicks in the last 28 days. And I can tie that to the optimizations I did based off here. If I look at best SEO tools, that went up from zero to 199, and I can tie that to the fact that this thing wasn't indexed correctly before. So now it is, which is why it went up. SEO tools 2019, and I optimized it for 2019, which is probably why it's showing up as well. Also added a 301 redirect to that, which is why it went from the old thing that was ranking to the new one. Rank and rent went up by 116 clicks, and I think I re-optimized that for 2019. That's probably why. Let's see. Yes, it is. SEO link building went from 1 click up to 102 clicks the last 28 days. And the reason for that is because that page was also 404ing, and I figured that out from the benchmarking. And now it's not. So now it's showing up. Nice. SEO roadmap. And the other thing you need to know as well, the reason why we want to redo benchmarks as well is if this shoots from our, let's say, least clicked page to our most clicked, we want to rerun benchmarks every month to make sure that now our new most clicked pages are getting the optimizations that they need, because they shot from 0 to like 100, and we want to make sure that continues to happen. The SEO roadmap template light went from 44 to 140 clicks, content marketing, so on and so on. You get the point.
Yeah.
Now, if we look at the negatives, which is also good to look at for clients, you can see some of these are really dropping, which it's always good to look at and see why. This page is really dropping because it wound up getting a 301 redirect to the new page, right? Which is a good thing because now that other page is ranking. This Black Hat SEO guide's not doing well anymore, and it's probably because it's being de-indexed. I de-indexed all PDFs, I believe. So all these things that I'm seeing, I can tie it down to things, and this is a really good way to do reporting for clients, in my opinion. Can you run Pagespeed Insights for this client site? I just want to see what kind of numbers you're getting. All of the benchmarks are done already for my own site. This is not my client site. It's my own site, and it's in here. So it's like 0 to 2 seconds. What was I talking about, though, before we got into this?
Well, we were going to go over Evo's content.
Oh, yeah. Okay, sorry. So let's go into the transcriptions.
Here, let me stop the recording for this and create a new recording. Because we
Okay.
a little bit.
Yeah, sorry about that.
No worries. And then I'm just going to rename this benchmarks. Hold on a second. These. Okay. All right, recording, so we're good.
No, PageSpeed is really important. I'm actually trying to get somebody to redesign the site right now. I know it's probably somewhat slow, but the problem is whenever you start doing all this stuff, you end up neglecting your own stuff to help other people, which is something we're working on fixing right now. Okay, so we're gonna go into posts. Click into here. I don't know why this says public. I hope this is...
No, it shouldn't be published. I told him to keep saving it as a draft.
Oh, it's privately published. That's why. Okay, so
Wait,
people.
why would he privately publish?
No, I think I set that so that I could send somebody a link.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So let's preview it. Okay, so obviously the formatting really needs to be fixed. There's a huge reason why we have such big bounce rates. Also, I got some mock-ups from this guy. They look pretty good. I'll just show them to you really quick.
Oh, I
So-
mean, I already sent over the mock-ups to the web designer. She's already working on it.
Okay, well, here's just a couple other ideas just in case that one still looks terrible after we get it. You can see here, this is the, have the email at the top, which is kind of cool. And then all the different articles. This is what a blog post could look like. I don't even think this looks good, though. It looks way too combined, in my opinion.
Crowded.
Yeah, but anyways, hopefully that's going to be designed soon. Let's read off the post based on where Evo started, just to make sure.
He started above that. Go back up.
Okay.
So I remember the first image I was working with him on was that cats. So
Okay, so here we go. Why not SEO? Optimize it based off actual data. The basics to an organic SEO strategy is looking at the UX and seeing what people are actually looking to get based on their intent. I think this is where I started to stop. This I think I did right here.
yeah, you wrote that.
Now, how do you find these two things? Google obviously knows what it is, but how do you know? So that doesn't really make sense. You should say Google obviously knows what intent is, but how do you figure out what intent is? Or how can you define it? Well, what you could do, or that doesn't make sense either. Well, what you could do, you could just say,
You don't need the
to find intent, just go look through all these different go look through Google search results and see what layouts. Do you see what I'm saying here? It's done, but we need somebody with like English skills to go through it, which apparently Evo did, but it's still not quite there, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So we might need to find like somebody who's good at just like editing. Grammar and have them go through this. Also, quick note, some of these images are extremely blurry. I can barely see that. What's the deal with that?
I'm not sure. I know the first images that he got weren't, unless it's what they were like in the video. You know what he might have done?
Well,
on
no,
accident?
because he might have been watching the video at like 360 or something.
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, he didn't watch it at 1080 and took the screenshots and it was in bad quality and didn't think about it.
Yeah, so the images need to be redone. Also, I'm not sure if these are compressed or not, but we need to make sure that they're compressed.
Yeah, they are compressed. I showed him how to do all that and then resized.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so I think the only thing is that we just need to make sure they're not blurry like that. And as far as everything else goes, it looks okay. besides the grammar. So I think what we should do is we should fix the grammar, fix the images, and then uh, run a benchmark on it once it's done, once it's ready, and just see if it's over or under optimized on any sort of content related averages, and then we can publish it.
Yep. So I'll start. I need to look for an editor, which we can find on Upwork. It's decent.
Yeah, it'd probably be good to have too for the rest of the site as well, because I know some of it's like kind of, my English isn't that great. So.
neither is mine. Writing's not my strong point. So
Yeah. We also might want to have a designer maybe consolidate some of this. This is kind of a lot.
We don't even need all those courses anymore. Once we finish up the ClickFunnels and everything, then we should be good with only the one.
Yeah, I really want to revamp that a little bit at some point too. But anyways, so yeah, that's pretty much it, I think, for today.
Yep.
Anything else you want to mention?
No, that's pretty much it. I mean, that's what we had scheduled. So let me pause this and I can send that over for Evo recording.
Okay, so I'm gonna pause my timer for this. We had the Monday meeting done. How do I manually add a time for that?
Hold on. Let me see. Evo call. Yeah, so there should be an option. You have to log into Basecamp, I'm pretty sure. Or not Basecamp, Time Doctor. And there's a manual option to add hours.
I can't do it in here.
No. That's just the desktop app, so you can record there.
Okay, so I'm going to go into Time Doctor.
Yeah. And edit time. They still haven't updated it. That's frustrating.
Where do I go? Oh, edit time, sorry.
Yeah.
Weekly to do meeting. Okay, so meeting 3 p.m.
Yeah, and just add time for there. That was an hour and a half yesterday between the goals meeting and that.
So add time manually, meeting. And we'll just say start. It doesn't really matter when it was, right? I could just say like 1 a.m.
Yeah,
to.
it doesn't really matter. Just add the time, which was 90 minutes between the two.
Okay, there we go. Okay, so far this week I have 3 hours. That's terrible.
Lazy.
It's very lazy.
You need to get that presentation done today, full all-nighter, so I can get that ClickFunnels funnel finished.
Oh, it's just some buzzword crazy turtle. It's because I have the highest amount of reviews on Google right now for like an SEO, but I don't know if like I have the most anywhere else. I know on Google I do, like unless I can't find anybody else who has more. So, but it's just a buzzword. Okay, set up and assign work to employees. So that's pretty much done. Monthly meeting, finish presentation, and work on 3 new videos to current course, as well as do some videos for YouTube. So I'm just going to start that. So those are my other 2 tasks. Is there anything else you need to add to me for this month or for this week, Ryan? That you need from me?
The biggest task for you right now is to get that presentation done, because I can't work on ClickFunnels until then, and I can't finish the presentation itself and go through everything until then. So that's number one, like priority, at least for my behalf. I know you still have to get the videos out and stuff like that, but once we get that done, and then we can talk a little bit more about what we need to get finished for the week.
That presentation's like the last thing I want to do right now.
Damn it.
I hate that thing, dude. It's been taking so long.
Don't worry, you still have to record it too. Oh, that's gonna be an hour or more.
I know, it's ridiculous. Well, I'm gonna take a little bit of a break, I think. I'll probably finish it tomorrow.
Damn it, pushing off to tomorrow.
Dude, I can't look at that presentation right now. But yeah, Anyways, thank you everybody for stopping by. Thank you for joining us today. And if you have any additional questions, make sure you leave a comment or head over to the White Hat SEO Network and join a bunch of SEOs like yourself on Facebook. So, yeah. Until next time, happy SEOing.